It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, how's it going? Me and Europe are here celebrating. Because I just checked out my subscriber numbers and we're at 90, folks. And for those of you who have been here since the beginning, you know that I've been pushing to get us, let's just get to 100. Because YouTube has this thing where you can't name your channel, and so you have 100 subscribers. And it felt so impossible at the beginning, but there's been this steady stream of wonderful people supporting this wacky-ass video project. And we only have 10 more to go to get to 100, and then you can find out my super secret name for this channel, because I have one and had one about 30 subscribers ago. So thank you to the newcomers. Let's get them 10. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed, just go ahead and give that little button a push, why don't you? Come on and join us here in the subscriber town. And yeah, it's the final countdown. I'm with it. I would love to hear if anyone else out there likes that Europe song. Because if you don't, that's crazy. Okay, I have a couple things for you today. One, I want to show you a craft that I made. Speaking of final countdowns, remember these paper rings for counting days? I think I used to have one when I was a kid when Christmas was coming around. I think we used to make them at the beginning of December with green and red construction paper, and then you'd tear off a day as you got closer to Christmas. So they're super fun and festive, and I did mine. It's really long because I have one more semester of school. So this is my paper ring to count down the days till I am a college fucking graduate. It's a really big deal. Some of you know my story. By the way, I know I owe you a video that I said I would make that was more about my story and such. I haven't forgotten about it. I just want to plan it so it's not just me blathering. I want it to be kind of short and sweet and to the point, you know, and make sure I do it in such a way that it has meaning to you all and it's not just me talking about myself. At any rate, I haven't forgotten about it if any of you are curious. But I will tell you now, part of my story is that I have tried to go to college. Well, I have gone to college. I've tried to graduate, I guess, 5, 6 times before this one. Maybe 4 or 5 times before this. And guess what? It's really hard to graduate or do well in school when you are homeless and or booting up heroin in the bathroom and or drinking so hard every night that even waking up in the morning is a chore. So going sober has been amazing. It's still college, it's still stressful and challenging, but it's a breeze compared to trying to do it fucked up and in my addiction. So it's a really huge milestone for me. It's not just my undergrad degree. It's that, oh my God, this dream that I had and my active addiction kept me from achieving now is a possibility, and it's like really in sight now. Like it's happening. And that's a gift of my recovery, and I'm super, super grateful for it. And I'm really excited, and I want this last semester to be really special. I've talked about how I'm letting go of I just stepped on my cat's tail. I have a story about him, by the way, stay tuned. I was in the ER this morning for a stupid injury from my cat that I'll tell you about later. Anyways, I just wanted to share this. I highly recommend you make one of these if you're like me and you like, I like what's the word? Affirmation or confirmation or acknowledgement of my achievements. So like when I got sober, I was very big on counting my days and getting my chips and people clapping for me for each day, each minute that I was sober. You know, I have a lot of really cool things that I do to mark time when I'm doing something rad for myself. And so this is a really fun way if you've never made one of these, if you've got something that you're counting down to, you know, a goal that's happening, or I don't know what it would be for you. I can't think of another example, but, you know, count off the number of days and then watch the chain shrink. And then I made mine extra special. So I wrote myself a question on each ring, like a prompt or something to think about, like like affirmation or something that I'm proud of, or like, you know, what brought you joy in class today? Or what did you learn? Tell me. Or I wrote on one that said, I'm proud of you. Do you know why? And so, you know, I talk a lot on here about self-care and how we have to, you know, be our biggest cheerleaders, our best friends. Like that's been a huge gift of recovery too, is learning how to love myself. And so, I wanted these to be extra, inspiring and encouraging. So every day after I get through another class, I am going to rip this off, and there's going to be this cool like writing prompt or something to kind of contemplate. And then I might write about that and save it in a scrapbook or something. I don't know. I'm very sentimental and cheesy sometimes, but this shit makes things fun for me, so I'm sharing it with you, and maybe you'll like it too. I remember a picture of my dad on his last day of graduation, and he's jumping in the air with his diploma, and he has the last ring in his hand, and it's one of my favorite pictures of my dad. And so yeah, I could say more about it, but that's just pretty neat, and that is a little silly thing that I'm doing. Okay, what else did I want to share about? I wanted to give you a heads up for my next video. I'm going to do a Noisy Neighbors update part 3. So if you know anyone who struggles with dealing with noisy neighbors, or if you are one of those people, take the time after this video and within the next couple days to maybe watch my first couple videos on this. I think if you scroll through my videos, they're called Noisy Neighbors, What the Hell, or something. So you can find them and see how I'm dealing with my own noisy neighbors and the stress and turmoil that is caused within me. And I'm going to post a third video just about that because it really hits a nerve with a lot of people, and I think it's something that's very, very fucking hard to deal with. And guess what? The way we deal with it is by changing our thoughts, which change our feelings, which is hard to believe when it comes to noisy neighbors because it feels like easy to get sucked into the idea of like, well, they just need to change. Spoiler alert, they're not changing. So I will share a video about my experience with that will hopefully help you. And now I'm going to share about my crazy cat adventure this morning. I'm tempted to pick him up. He's on the floor. He's really chill, and show him to you guys. Should I do that? I'm going to do that. Here, little baby. Come here just for a little bit. Just a little minute. Meet these little people. This is Rumi. Hello. Ugh, he is pretty rad.